Hello everybody. Today's episode of Killing a Zombie, or Killing Wilson the Zombie, we're going to be using this is a Chinese version of the S.K.S. Now before we kill Wilson the Zombie, I just want to talk a little bit about this gun. Okay, for those of you who don't know much about the S.K.S, I'll start off with it shoots a 30 caliber or a 7.62 by 3.9 shell. I'm going to zoom in on this one. I'm going to compare it. Let me get a piece of paper. I don't know if you could see that. The one on the left is a 223. Obviously a 22 caliber, roughly 224 thousandths in diameter, and there's the 7.62 by 3.9. Those are some rounds that we loaded up, and that's a 30 caliber. Okay, here's a little bit of history on the S.K.S. They were first developed or designed in Russia in 1944. The designer was Sergei Gavrilovich Simonov. And Russia slowly phased out these SKSs and went with the AK-47. Now, I didn't realize how many places made these SKSs, but just listen to this list of the countries that made them. Russia obviously started it. Albania, the Sino-Soviet, and that was the transition between the Russian and the Chinese version. And then China made them. Poland makes a version, Romania, East Germany, Iraq has a version, the Israeli version, North Vietnam, and the Yugoslavian version of the SKS. In 1956, the Soviet Union ended the production of the SKS. And then all tooling, spare parts, engineers, or advisors, the supervision in the production of these guns, they were all sent to the Jiangxi Arsenal in China, which is also known as Factory 26. The Chinese loved this gun for its simplicity, the ruggedness, and the ease of operation. Like I showed you guys earlier, the round was a 7.62 by 3.9, which is a 30 caliber. The stock SKSs came equipped with an internal 10-round magazine, and the longer barrel the Chinese felt made it a better fit for them because it could outshoot like the AK-47. It was longer distance wise. Okay, the guns usually came equipped with a bayonet affixed to them. They usually came with a cleaning kit that fit inside the rear of the gun. Right here. It just fit in there like so. Okay, the American GI and the Allies became familiar with this weapon during the Vietnam War. That's why a lot of people, it's kind of got some controversy whether this is a good gun or a bad gun, because so many of these guns were used to kill, you know, the American GI and the Allies. But many of the GIs brought these guns home with them after Vietnam, and they became popular because of the cheapness of the gun, and it was a 30 caliber weapon, and you can use it for deer hunting, and they gained popularity. And then talking about the Vietnam War, as many of you know, the American GI, or the American troops, they shot the 223, which is that one there, and the ballistics for that military issue 223, or the 5.56, was roughly 840 meters per second with an energy rating of 1,293 foot-pounds of force. Now the 7.62 by 3.9 shot 123 grain full metal jacket. The velocity was 720 meters per second, and the energy was 1,516 foot-pounds of force. So the 223 actually traveled faster, roughly 120 meters per second faster, but the 7.62 by 3.9 had more knockdown power of more than 300 foot-pounds of force. One thing about my gun that just recently I thought I would look into see what year it was made, because I thought maybe if it was one of those original S.K.S's, the 1956 ones, they're, you know, got a lot of sentimental value and war value. So I started looking up on the internet, and I learned how to read the serial numbers. I don't know if you can see those or not. Let's see. There they are. So I learned how to decipher them, and from what I've learned about this gun is it was made in 1980, so it's a fairly newer gun. Sorry. This one was made by the Norinco company. Now this one, it doesn't look like much, but it's got a lot of sentimental value to me. My dad, back when he was in the military, he actually brought this home for me. He came home from, I don't know where he was stationed at the time, but he was gone for like 3 months. I want to say it was in Guam. He spent a lot of time in Guam. But anyway, that's another story. Whenever he went on these trips with the military, he always brought us back souvenirs. Now, he brought back 2 of these S.K.S's, one for me and one for my brother. And they did have the bayonet affixed, which came out, but as part of my dad's condition of us having these guns is he made us take these bayonets off. He didn't like them. He just wanted them gone. So I wish I still had the bayonet for collector sentimental value, but to honor my dad's wishes, both my brother and I took our bayonets off, threw them away. I changed the internal magazine. I took that out so it could adapt the longer magazines. I believe this one is a 40 round and this one is a 30 round. Another thing that I did with my S.K.S is I removed this back portion of the receiver so it can have a rail system. And when I was 18 or 19, I went to a gun show and I bought a cheap, this aftermarket rail system. It came with this little red dot looking thing, and then it came with a little scope. I think it's a 2-power scope. Sure, there's better out there, but this gun is more sentimental value to me than anything. It spent its day shooting a lot of rabbits, plinking. It's not really used much anymore for hunting, but it's just one of those guns that sits in the gun safe, and I keep asking myself, do I really want that gun? But just because my dad gave it to me, yeah, I do want it. One other thing, a lot of you can see this aftermarket upper handguard. Mine, this gun dropped somehow and it cracked the stock wood, so I got this aftermarket one. Maybe one of these days I'll get another whole stock for it, maybe some different rails, but like I said earlier, it's just one of those guns that it's worth more to me sentimentally than anything else. And I don't know if I'm going to really decorate it up much, but anyway, so that's my story on the gun. Now let's see how it does against Wilson. Alright, Wilson's sporting a nice dew today. Actually, he's a melon head. We're going to see how he holds up against the S.K.S. Alright, here we are with the S.K.S. Cody's going to try to shoot Wilson with it. Let's see how he does. All right.
You missed it.
Got it. Oh, you broke the thing off of it. Okay, this is take 2. We broke Wilson's neck, so we had to improvise. Here we go again. He's still smoking. Look at all the zombie guts. Wilson's dead. Alright, we just changed ammo and put a bigger clip in, and he's good to go. I think you killed it. Alright. Got a little... That's my nice church shirt too. Oh well, I wear my holy shirt to the holy places, I guess. Alright, well that's the S.K.S. 7.62 by 3.9. We're going home. It is cold. Alright, that was pretty good. We had a little bit of technical difficulties with Wilson, but we got the job done. It was cold. Just to give you guys an idea of how cold it was when we were shooting, it was 8 degrees in my son's truck, the little odometer, the little temperature gauge above. So our fingers didn't want to work the best. The gun worked pretty good, but Wilson, he got killed. So I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by, watching this video. They're kind of fun to make, just kind of something different. Feel free to thumbs up, subscribe, and in the comments below, write what type of caliber you guys would like us to use. We've got, I think, 3 or 4 more videos that we're bringing to you. I got some ideas of some other guns that I've got that I'll bring out, but if you got an idea of one, put it down below, and if I don't have it, I'm sure I got some friends that have the guns. So thanks for stopping by again, and have a great day everybody, and stay safe. Bye bye.